Hello and welcome to A Life of Creation. My name is Chad and I am the host of this channel. If you like what you've seen so far, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification button and you will know when new videos come up. Today we're talking to Connor, who is a stand-up comedian. He is a breaker for those who know the sports card industry. He does streaming, voiceover work, PA work on sets and stuff. So this guy is all over the place and does all kinds of different things. So let's hear his creation story. Just use an overlay. I didn't say your last name because I have no idea how to pronounce it.
It's all right. Cacciottolo, like
Cacciottolo.
Tolo, like cacciato foot.
Low.
Yeah, low. Like yeah, it looks way more intimidating than it actually is. Apparently in Italy, it's cacciotolo, accent on the second syllable, but
Right.
don't let's we don't even I don't even know why I said that. Cacciatolo. um
Well, welcome to A Life of Creation. I'm here with Connor, and he's going to give us his creation story. So take it away.
Yeah. So, hi, Chad. Thanks for having me on. It's nice to be here. Creation story is a wild one. Um, I'm from Chicago. Grew up, didn't really know what I wanted to do growing up. I remember watching like some of my dad's videos of him doing improv down at Piper's Alley in Chicago and loving what that was, that whole world. And honestly, like not until about midway through high school, second year of high school, um, still didn't really know what I want to do. And I found the improv club. And funny story, I actually like, big sports guy. Every season tried to be on a team and didn't make the basketball team in the winter that year and got sick, didn't make it to school the next day, got cut. But that led me to joining improv in the winter, and I was always doing that, and then I ended up trying to make it work while playing baseball, golf at the same time. But something about improv just stuck with me, and just being able to just go out there, make a scene with a bunch of people that you're friends with, and it's goofy, you don't know where it's going to end up, but it's fun. And so something about that stuck with me, um, and continued that into college, and still wasn't sure what I wanted to do in college, but I knew it was something in this department of creating, creative world, producing projects, whatever this meant in terms of comedy or film and TV or whatever it was. I knew it was in this department. So my major in college was digital media, which at Marquette was the closest thing to production and broadcasting. And um, had a hell of a lot of fun at Marquette. Through the years, made a lot of fun projects in these classes. I took editing classes, I took music production classes, like literally every type of creation you could do. They give you kind of like a graze over it, the
Right.
idea. And so it was kind of nice to have all these different skills, and even in a basic form, that you could go ahead and at the drop of a hat, you could go out and just make it. And oh, I know how to shoot it, I know how to like edit it, I know how to like put it out there. Doesn't have to be good, but like whatever,
Right.
you know how to do it start to finish. So yeah, through all these different classes and whatnot, just loved doing different things, and whatever this was, music, comedy, acting, whatever, just like to do different things. So I knew I liked that, and I knew that LA is kind of the place to come and do that, whatever capacity you're looking to do it in. um, and I'm from Chicago, like mentioned before, so it's not a dry production desert or anything like that.
Right.
There was work there, but something about LA just made sense with the amount of opportunities, for all the different things I'm trying to do. So, and I knew nobody in LA, nobody at all. one student from Marquette a year above me went out there the year before I came out, and he was kind of like the test run of like, is this possible, can I do this? He's kind of like, if he can make it, like I could probably get by. And he was doing fine after a year. And weirdly enough, my senior year in college, I got an email from my major, and they were talking about this new trip they were starting where they send 6 kids out to LA to network with alums that have made it out here and to do a bunch of cool LA stuff to get them to potentially move here and start, building even more of an alumni group out here, which
Right.
cannot believe how big it is out here for Milwaukee, Wisconsin, like Marquette. It's crazy. There's so many
Right.
people out here. So I was just like, well, if I am gonna do this, whatever this is, I didn't know yet. This is the shot. So I wrote this badass essay, a couple hours, just sat there at a coffee shop, wrote this like honest essay. They're like, what are you gonna do out there? What do you plan? Like, what do you want to take away from the trip? And I was just like, this whole world is about who you know, and this industry specifically, especially, uh, I'm going to meet as many people as possible and try to make as many connections because that's, how this works.
Right.
And so, I mean, that got me into the trip. I was on the first trip. They called it the LA experience, and it truly was like an experience. It was insane. We, met up with people that worked at E Entertainment. We went to the Modern Family set and met one of the like writers for that show, and they took us around. We saw a table read for Modern Family. We went to Price is Right, which in hindsight, it's a cooler idea in theory than actually going. It's like, oh wow, we got to sit here for 5 hours and
Right.
sign all these papers, and then here to here to here, wait, wait, wait. Very different than on TV. Uh, but yeah, so we did all these cool things. And honestly, I felt like after the trip, I was just, this is it. Like this worked. I thought I did pretty well on this trip. I have about 8 to 10 people I could reach out to potentially get a first job or even just meet up for coffee. Cause I know
Right.
it's like, that's how it works. And so took a chance, graduated in, May, and then in August moved out to LA to give it a shot. And I reached out to, first week I stayed there, stayed with that student that came out the year prior. And, that whole week I was just sending emails, whoever would meet up with me for coffee. And one of those emails came back, and it was not coffee, but a 6-week job at E Entertainment as a PA. And that 6-week job turned into 9 months of work. And in that 9 months, now E Entertainment, reality TV, not really what I wanted to get into. I wanted to get more into scripted stuff, stand up comedy, improv comedy, whatever. But it was a job, and it was a fun job, great people that worked there. And it, bought me enough time to make more connections and get into scripted. And after the 9 months, there was like a month or two of getting that next job secured, but it was just a couple of, clerical things, interviews, whatever, but it was about to happen. Got my first season office PA job on the morning show, season 1. And great show. Valuable experience from that show. That's what I'll say. Really good people that work there. And that job, it's that thing where this job leads to the next job, to the next job. You make,
Right.
even in like a not great situation or not the best situation, find the good people and kind of latch onto them and keep touch with them. And yeah, that led to a producer's assistant job on Mayans MC season 2. And then producer things happened where my boss ended up getting a pilot out of town. I couldn't go with him. XYZ happens. I'm looking for a new job. Ended up finding my way into, working a temp job in development, working in the art department at Supermarket Sweep, and then ultimately working on Marvel reshoots for a year and a half as a cast assistant. And so in that like 4 or 5 year stretch, I was doing like every different type of production gig, learning about the
Yeah.
space, still not knowing really what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a producer at one point, and it switched. And it all depends on like, oh, well, you need to put in all these years as a producer the classical way, and then you move up that way,
Right.
or you make your own stuff, and that's how you become, there's kind of those two routes. And I was like, I don't know if the classical route I have time for XYZ, whatever. But then film and TV strike happened and kind of had to figure something else out. And this is where the sports card breaking job comes into play. Sports card breaks and live streams. In 2020, I learned about these things during the pandemic. Everybody's inside, unemployment money,
Right.
and looking for something to spend it on. And I found these, crazily enough, it was me and Ralph's getting courted by the person for the LA Times, and they got me. And I'm talking there, and I didn't want the paper, but I'm like, just donate it. I don't want it. That's fine. Donate it to somebody. Well, they sent it to me. But on the front page of the paper, article about sports card breaks and this whole world live stream that I didn't even know about. And I started looking into these places. And so I started buying in, and it's basically like adult collecting, like gambling and collecting put together, but
Right.
it's electric. It's, if you have a favorite team, you can just get those teams cards. Now, will they hit? I don't know. It was a fun space. But anyway, bought in, was buying in too much, like started selling stuff on eBay. A lot of fun, but had to kind of tighten it up as unemployment kind of stopped. And then, world came back.
Right.
So I had to start getting job going again. Um, so fast forward back again to like 2022, I believe, or 2023, when the film and TV strike is happening. I saw a post on LinkedIn that said assistant breaker, and only people that know about this world will know what that is. And so I
Right.
was like, well, it's down the street. Like, let me try it out. I liked the whole medium of it, where you got a guy hosting and he's, ripping the packs, and it's exciting. He makes it a show. So I knew about the whole medium and the whole space, how it worked. And I figured as an assistant, I could just, work my way in and work my way up.
Right.
And sure enough, that's what happened. I got the interview, got the job, and in 2 months as an assistant, became a host at this company, DAP Sports. And about like 8 months, 6, 7, 8 months later, they gave me my own baseball card only stream. And I was running a stream managing, hosting the stream, and I still do. That's what I'm doing currently now. And we've been running that stream since December of 23. So almost 2 years of running this stream. And yeah, just a roller coaster and throughout all this, the work stuff. This is the work stuff.
Right.
Underneath, I'm doing stand-up comedy, doing improv. I started doing classes at the Groundlings, did a couple levels of that. It wasn't really like my bread and butter, the style. But it was good experience, a lot of good people to meet in these classes. I mean, you meet people that are nurses all the way to actors to, scientists to, like, it's just nuts. Everybody's in these classes, whatever they're trying to get out of it. But so yeah, did some Groundlings, and then throughout all this doing stand-up comedy, um, trying to figure out how to be a stand-up comic, especially out here in a place I've never really been. I'd be running comedy shows, helping produce shorts, too many things. I DJ as well, and I've done fundraisers, live DJing, live sets, getting a haircut at the same time, called it haircut set. It's just like I am creating whatever it is. There's creating happening. Job stuff is its one thing, and then
Right.
like the other outside of work stuff is its own thing as well. And when both are figured out and you're feeling confident, excited in both of those, man, it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
It's not often that they link up at the same time. It's a lot of managing both sides of things to keep yourself excited and passionate, for lack of a better word, creative and confident.
Right.
So yeah, literally just roller coaster of creation. That's me.
Literally. I was just thinking today, most creatives are so we like to start projects, right? We like to get into things and do them and go full bore into it and then forget everything else that we're also supposed to be doing. And then eventually, the reality sets back in and you're kind of like, oh, I have a lot of responsibilities. How do I manage all of these things that I'm juggling at this moment?
It's so true. Like priority list, it's ever evolving. Always, it is just you get so excited or passionate about one thing, and that's all you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's also, as a creative person, like, you have to follow that brainwave. Like, you have to not lose it, or else
Uh-huh.
it might not complete it or do it the way you wanted to do it. And that
Right.
happens in stand up all the time, where I'll be out with people or whatever, and we'll be having a bit between me and someone else, and I'll be like, that's pretty good actually. And if I don't go and write that down, even just bits of it, like an
Right.
idea of what we were talking about, it's gone. You can't get that same thought process again.
Right.
Sometimes you can, but sometimes you can't. So it's true. Like, you got to follow the creative juice when you got it, but at the same time, with responsibilities,
Gotta still pay those bills.
man, I mean, it's tough. It does take the priority, but yeah, if you can work in some in between, or be regimented enough to have like a schedule, and where you can find the places to be creative or just not be working, it's kind of key.
I mean, it sounds like you almost are working 24/7.
It's one of those things where I sometimes don't like to sit down when I come home, because if I sit down or go horizontal, it's over. Like, I'm
Yeah, done.
out. So yeah, like, when I started this stream, it was one of those things where I would work like 8 to 4 or something, and then, because it was my baby and I'm the one kind of running this, putting everything up in the shop, I'd come right home, and the next guy who's on after me, the host, I'm putting stuff up for him, like stuff's moving, like everything's being sold. We got to put up another break. Oh, we got to put up
Right.
another thing. That in itself, for about 6 to 8 months, was every day, the whole day until the stream was over. And I loved it because it was going so well. It was succeeding in whatever we were putting up,
Right.
me, or if the other host had ideas and I would put it up for him, like, it was working. And so, yeah, but then you add in all the other things, the stand up, the music, the whatever. And it was tough. It was tough because that kind of got shifted down to the bottom of the list for a while when I started
Right.
this thing. I didn't really have time or energy to do it. And it honestly was sad, because I loved this thing, this card breaking thing, but at the same time, I really wasn't doing enough creative stuff. This job kind of took over, and
Right.
as good as it was, I was only like one-sided out here, and that's not what I want to be doing out here. Like, I came out here to do all these things, and yes, money is important, so like, you have to go and do it. That's the responsibility, but at some point, something's got to give, where you get back to doing what you want to do, or else you're not going to be happy. And I wasn't after a while, and so I've started to at least work some stuff back in. And I mean, that was a while ago now. It was over a year ago when that mode was happening. I now have like a stream manager that helps me do it as well, and I don't it takes a little bit pressure off of me and
Right.
workload off of me, and now I'm able to kind of do more of the things I want to do. But yeah, its priority list is ever evolving. One life thing happens, and now,
Right.
okay, shift it, we got to do this now and not that, and this has got to wait another week. And yeah, it's tough though. It's not easy to manage all of it. I
Yeah,
mean,
no.
choose an easy path, that's for sure.
No.
Everybody that's finance or whatever, they knew what they wanted, they went there, the bank, done, money, great, cool, not into it.
Right.